Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CROWE Tips Betting Show. Good to see you guys. It's been a couple of weeks since we started this, as we said, and we've been going along all right. And we wanted this to be a show, but for you guys and for everybody. And as you said, we've asked for your comments and wanted you guys to get involved to let us know what bets you want us to discuss. But yeah, we need to obviously talk about the previous weeks because it's full transparency. We haven't had the best of starts, of course, but last week we did get Bayer Leverkusen over team goals, which came in, and we had a treble with NFL and Manchester City winning, which came in as well. So we got a bit better. We obviously want to improve it, but like we said, this show is not just about me, but also about you guys. But as you can see, I've got a new guest. We've had Mondo for a few weeks, but I've got a new guest, Dylan Hilder, big punter around the scenes, and is going to join us today. How's it, Dylan? How you doing, man? And welcome to the show.
Yeah, good, man. Thanks, Chris. Nice to have you. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Yeah,
nice to see you. I don't have you.
So yeah, I mean, we said this is not just a pure rugby show. Both of us do really love our rugby, and mainly punt on our rugby. But this is obviously a show for all sports. And as you guys say, if you guys have a punt on other sports, we'll bring this into the conversation. But I think let's this is also a sports show as much as it's a betting show. So Dol, Rugby World Cup started. South Africa, Ireland just happened. Big game. Pollard's back. How do you think the World Cup's gone so far? And in terms of who's actually going to take it at the end, are you thinking about outright yet, or are we still going to think about the quarterfinals and how that's going to go? How do you see that? Do you have a winner in your mind yet, or should we discuss the quarterfinals that we think is France, South Africa, New Zealand, Ireland?
Sure, hey Chris. I think it's so close between. I wouldn't even say the top three. I'd say the top four. Including everyone's forgotten about New Zealand, but we'll see today. They'll probably come to the party and put a big score on Italy, and I think that's going to then play them forward. I think with Geordie Barrett and Frizzell coming back, it's a massive difference for them. So I'd be really skeptical, or I wouldn't commit to a outright bet right now. Maybe once the quarterfinals have played, and because. I mean, do we even know what our best 15 is right now? I don't know. England, if you want to, as an outsider right now, you'll probably get great value on someone like England or something. But can they come to the party? Who knows? They just need to win 4 games in a row, and that's the World Cup, So does anyone. So
yeah.
I think between, we've got SA as favourites at about 3 threes, isn't it? Or what are we currently?
Yeah, with Ireland. I think Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's very close between the top 3, right?
Yeah, and I think obviously DuPont then will be a massive boost or issue blocker for France, but I wouldn't be able to separate any four in my own.
Exactly.
Opinion, yeah.
Like say we assume that the quarterfinals are set, right? So it's France, South Africa, Ireland, New Zealand. Can you call who's going through out of that? Do you have a
what? In my opinion, probably controversially, I think we're all guilty of jumping on the Springbok bandwagon where we think we're just going to smash everyone by 50 points, and I think we learned our lesson last week. So if DuPont's back, and it would be interesting to see how he actually plays given his circumstances, if it actually does, is it detrimental to his play, to maybe his vision, or I don't know, but full strength, I think it'll be really, really close. And I also think today's game is going to set the tone for where New Zealand are as well, because they don't.
What result do you think New Zealand tonight? What result do you think you need to see that you think they would probably could beat Ireland?
I think 45 points plus for them because people are talking up Italy. Italy haven't really put a foot wrong, if you think about it, so far in the World Cup.
They haven't played anyone either, no?
No, they haven't really played anyone, but I mean, they've done what they need to do. They've ticked the boxes they need to tick, and now the test comes, and you've got people talking up Italy. and no one's mentioning any much positives about New Zealand, are they? So it's going to be interesting to see now. New Zealand with backs against the wall is probably the worst, most frightening thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, because this is also like if you watch the New Zealand pundits, this is a very big grudge match as well, right? You know what happened last year, and I think this is probably the best New Zealand side they could put out. I would think. I don't think they can get much stronger than this at the moment. I mean, barring maybe some guys that were left behind. New Zealand did win. You know, they did beat them last year. So like it's so fascinating. I think for the World Cup, these two semi-finals are great. I think this is very
quarters. You mean quarters?
Quarters. Sorry, man. Yeah, quarters. Yeah.
And I saw in your show last night, they mentioned, well, they've still got to play out to make those quarters actually happen. But yeah, I mean, the expected quarters are going to be interesting. Yeah. Because you can always get a massive banana skin and a huge upset, which is highly unlikely, I think, in the current era. But yeah.
I know we talk about the Ireland World Cup record, but this is a different Ireland side. You get there's a different feel. These guys have achieved a lot. It's that room in England 2003. It was a similar vibe. 2002 to the 1 and 2 into that World Cup. New Zealand England ran that momentum, and Ireland feel like they're doing the same. Same for South Africa in a way. You know, the consistency we had, but I'm going to throw it out there. I think Marks is massive, and it showed even against Ireland. I think he is so pivotal. Even if he starts all the bomb squad, I don't know. It just feels too important for the Bucks.
No, I agree. You know? I agree. I mean, and I mean, I get a lot of slack from mates and colleagues and whatever about perhaps being pessimistic about the Boks, but it's not pessimism, it's neutralism, I call it. You know, you want to sit in the middle and be as fair as you can. And for me, Marks being out is a massive deal. Last week against Ireland, if you think about it, yes, there's massive intensity, and everyone, or perhaps we threw it, perhaps we're never going to throw a game, in my opinion. Never, ever. And also, Ireland weren't actually that clinical. How many times were they in our 22? They missed lineouts, they knocked on, they did all sorts of things, which we don't speak about. We speak of the maul at the end of the game, which went down and was blown up for a scrum. But if you had to nitpick and go through everything with a fine comb, you're going to get a whole lot of different scenarios which can play out in all different ways. Same as when you miss the points. I mean, if you want to get really technical, if you miss the points, it ends up being a dropout or 20 or whatever. You can't just say it's 11 points, because the whole game plays out differently if you get your kicks or you don't get your kicks.
The scoreboard never lies, right? And you need to execute all those disciplines and these type of tests. You know, do you see a banana skin? Do you see anything else besides anyone else besides the top 4 teams?
No.
Yeah.
In the knockouts, maybe different. I don't see a banana skin now with like Ireland or Scotland. I think Ireland will beat them pretty comfortably, and then it'll run its course. In the semis, very different, because it is a knockout. I mean, someone like Wales might step up. I don't know what the latest status is on Biggar. Do you know?
No, I haven't. Didn't look too good, but it didn't look too bad either. But shoulders are awkward, you know. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, those shoulders, you go in, you think you're right, and then 2 hits later, you're, oh shit, you got to, your shoulder's dead again, and not good.
Yeah. And you know what could also play a factor, and I mean, I don't know, these massive quarterfinals that these 2 teams are having, the 1 and the 4 and the 3 and the 2, and all, you know, what happens if they bash each other up so badly that they're actually a bit wounded for the semis, and then your fresh England or Wales or someone picks them up nicely like they did last World Cup. I don't know. You know, all these things can play out.
Exactly. This is why I know everyone's like banging right to the final, but look at the last World Cup. Wales, Pollard misses, Wales in the final. England, New Zealand, no one expected England. England went through. So you know what I mean? Like,
when the penalty, we out, yeah.
It's such fine margins, right? Such to be so assuming like, yeah, these guys are going. And look, there is the golf, but it's a World Cup and it's a once-off, right? So I mean, but that's what makes it so interesting. Like, it's going to be very, very fascinating. So let's talk about this weekend. This is a sports betting, not just rugby. As you guys know on the platform, I give the rugby bets on a Thursday, but yeah, we give any sports there, and I've been given some football bets there with some rugby. So Dill, I've got some football bets, but is there anything we use Boyles, guys? Please use the sign up code that you can see in the comments. You get a 1,000 welcome bonus if you do. But yeah, all the prices that we talk about here are quoted on Boyles. So Dill, I know you love your sports. You love a little bit of a hustle. Is there anything that's sticking out at you at the moment, or anything that you've seen on Boyles that we can talk through, and then we'll talk through some of the best bets that I've got on at the moment.
In terms of football or soccer, whatever
we can go. We will open up the floor, and then we'll see where it goes. And
okay, yeah. For me, nothing crazy. What I did. If you want to maybe add a leg to a double or treble or something like that, I like this Aston Villa or draw at 1.58. Villa have been in decent form, although they lost in the week. It was a cup game, so they wouldn't have put out their best team. And in the league, they've been pretty decent.
Yeah, and at home, and they score goals.
Yeah, so I think
I'm just bringing them up here. Tomorrow, right? Who they playing again? Brighton. Brighton at home. That's yeah.
Well, Brighton are away. Yeah. So it's Villa versus Brighton.
No, Brighton at home against Brighton. I totally agree. There's goals there. Don't know about Brighton.
Yeah, and I mean Villa have done well.
2.61 as a home favorite to Brighton. Okay, Brighton are top four, right? We can't ignore that. But Villa at home, 2.6.
I mean, to me, that draw just jumps out. But I love my draws because it's a lot of value as a draw.
But the value is on Villa, for sure. That's not an outright Brighton win by any means.
Yeah, I think it is. But that's why I say, to me, to be safe, 1.58. I mean, even if you want to have a big bet and get 58% ROI.
No, that's good, Bru. I'm putting that in there. Good, I like that. We can look at that whether we have it.
I mean, that can always boost. That can always boost a double. Like for me, I'm pretty confident about New Zealand tonight. So if you wanted to do like a 1.4 New Zealand and put that up to almost even money or something,
That's actually
But then again, we've heard a lot of school of thought where they think Italy is going to come to the party and make it a close game.
What do you mean 1.4 on the handicap?
1.4 on the minus for New Zealand. Yeah, what cap can you get there? It's probably be like 21 or something.
Yeah. You reckon they win? But I'm pretty sure they can win by more. Minus 16 is 1.24, 22.5, 1.49.
Oh, yeah.
At the moment, I really believe New Zealand will win by more than 20.
But that's why I say if you add this like minus 22.5 at 1.4, you'll probably get onto that double.
Yeah, 2.42.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's good value.
Yeah, sheesh. I thought you'd maybe get minus 19 or something, but okay.
Yeah. It's such a good, normally I'll be like, yeah, that's it. This bloody New Zealand team, but I still think surely this.
Yeah, I think that's why I was struggling today to commit to a massive bet on either New Zealand or Italy or even that game. And I think in that, perhaps the bet that you always like, that second half bet, could be something that is.
I like it because, it's like I said, are New Zealand going to come out and blow Italy away first half and win the game, or are they going to come out a little bit under?
Poison.
Yeah, a little bit under. Italy, give them a game. Italy are the kings of the first half handicaps, if you have followed that over the last 2 years. And then eventually New Zealand run away. So what? So we need. It's kind of like, how are we going to read this game? Is it going to be?
What was the cap for the first half? Was it? I think it was 18 or no.
13.
13, yeah.
I would love 18.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, 18, everyone would jump on, wouldn't
Never
they?
gonna, yeah.
But yeah, I think you know what could be interesting is that total tries. Okay, they've got 1 point. I don't
That's
think
the
they'll score
way.
2 tries against New
Do you think they'll
Zealand.
score 2 tries?
No way. I think they'll be lucky to score 2 points.
I'm with you, man. Also, this New Zealand 5.5 tries. But this is
Yeah,
a whole. I
even
mean, I've had this mindset with Australia as well. I've been bitten, and like I know New Zealand aren't the New Zealand we know. Like you said, this, even though it is Italy, this is a great like marker, to see where New Zealand are.
yeah, I think you know what, and that's where I would probably advise people. Not that I'm the guru of all gurus, but that's where I would advise people to be a bit skeptical with this game because, yeah, we don't look. New Zealand could come out and win by 50, but Italy could also run them close and make it a 10-pointer.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think Italy will be in it, but I just think New Zealand are angry and going to prove their point to us. Then D-Mac's going to come on second half and spin some magic and take it away from them. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I'm
know. I
thinking
see.
too.
Yeah. And I think Geordie's literally so massive for them. We don't give him enough credit for that, and we've seen it. And look, what did they really do? They lost to a French team who were possessed at home in the opening game of the World Cup. New Zealand were leading for a fair amount of time, then France just took it away. So what they
Yeah,
actually really had 40 minutes of bad rugby, and I don't think you can really count the warm-up game because who knows how switched on they were. You know what's interesting that I saw, and not to keep going back to the rugby for everyone, but did you see, where did I see it on one of the podcasts or something, that Razor is around, but he's not allowed to watch the games live. He's been banned by New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah. So he's around, he's in France, and he's not, they've made this rule that he's not allowed because apparently he's got too much infra and he's too much of a distraction for the players. How
Really?
hectic is that? Yeah,
I
so
haven't
someone
heard.
is saying it's actually so different to how New Zealand normally work. Normally
Yeah.
everyone's mates and we all work together type of thing. And now it's almost like, why are they taking the stance with him? It's a bit strange, eh?
Yeah.
I see on the comments here we've got some soccer. That's
Yeah,
kind of
some that draw Bayern both to Leipzig. Yeah.
1.9.
Both teams to score, yeah, because I quite like. I've given some German. I like German football. There's often a lot of goals. I like that. Oh, I think Bayern are away though, right? If I can remember. But I agree but I agree both teams to score actually. Tomorrow. But we say what that double that we just came up with though. How confident are you on the New Zealand -22?
No, not. That's why I say I'm not confident, but
yeah,
it could be. I mean,
that Villa plus draw I like. I think if we find a nice double with that one, I like. Like even tonight, going back to German football, if we double that up with 2 goals in the Hoffenheim Dortmund tonight at 1.12, I know you don't like that.
I'm petrified of both teams to score and of
no, 2 goals. Just we need 2 goals. Yeah, and I really like that there's going to be 3 goals tonight.
Okay, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really follow or haven't followed the German the Bundesliga much at all. So
yeah,
I
that's
would
fine.
be useless.
Hold on.
I know they play in Germany. It's about all I know.
Friday Night Lights in Germany is the way to go, Roo. Where's that?
Where was that chaos? Ajax, eh? What happened there? Did they? What was the?
No, because
they
Ajax have been doing because they're terrible this year. In final to their big rivals, right? And Feyenoord went 3-0 up by basically half time, and Ajax just went off their tits. All the fans started throwing flares and
Yeah, but what
sabotaging.
happens in terms of the result?
They
Did
played it
finish
on Wednesday, and Feyenoord won 4-0 behind closed doors.
But did they start where they finished?
Yeah, they started with a finish.
Okay. Yeah, because it would have been
Yeah.
unfair to start all over again, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So even though they're doing that, Villa Job and PSG. Ooh, Darren, you trust PSG? I've bet on PSG a few times at home, even on a Sunday night. And they either score 4 goals or they don't win.
Well, I mean, they drilled Marseille. They were.
It's hard. I mean, it's very hard to go against PSG at home.
I think that's quite a nice one at 2.3. I mean,
yeah, that's actually quite good value, actually. Who are they playing? I don't actually, to be honest, I don't know who they're playing. Do you know? Let me have a look. Darren, who they're playing, mate? Doesn't like generally PSG at home are, you know, such a weird league that.
What, the French one?
Yeah. Oh, PSG away to Clermont. Okay. That's ballsy, Darren. That's ballsy. But Clermont, bottom. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's not the rugby team, Chris.
They beat Clermont 5-0 and 6-1 in the last previous encounters. I think they're probably good to win, eh? I think they're pretty good to win this game.
Go cash in
Yeah, Darren, I see that, man. I see that, Darren. You called it. Trust you, man. Of course you know. Yeah, do PSG lose away to Clermont and they're useless at the bottom? They're like literally shit, like bad. I'm happy with that. I don't see them losing.
Yeah. Okay. So
Darren, 1 out of 10. Darren, what's your confidence? 10 highest. For PSG, you reckon you trust the Frenchies? Yeah. No Neymar. I don't even know if Mbappe is playing that PSG side.
Mbappe played last week.
Yeah.
And sheesh. He's the other
2.7 is good value though. I like that. It's good. That's a good price actually, because you almost.
Oh, there. Darren says 8.5 out of 10 confidence. Yeah, I mean, if they bottom of the lot, PSG.
Yeah, I know, Darren. But I know what you're saying, Darren. But I know 2 or 3 times I bet on PSG on a Sunday night at 9 o'clock, and these mother mofo's have not won.
Why was there no Russian table tennis on at that time? Or
there was no chariot racing from Australia, unfortunately. It was cancelled. I reckon we can put that in. We can put that in.
Yeah, that's quite a nice one.
Yeah, because I like that price. Yeah, I like that price. It's so I'm gonna put it in the comments, and then like I said, guys, I'll put it in the comments, and then I'll share it later. Give me a sec. So we got new Villa plus draw, right?
Yeah.
PSG win at what 2.70 came up with.
Oh, you're getting 2.7.
Well, actually, no. Have a look. Yeah, have a look at Boyles. Obviously, Darren. Yeah, we need to quote Boyles. Do we have Boyles' price?
Yeah. Well,
let's go to Frenchies.
So I've got 1.58 and then
1.58 on Boyles.
No, yeah. Well, for
Villa, yeah, and then we need the Frenchies.
Loading.
League 1.
League 1. What? When is it? When is that game?
Tomorrow. Away 2.76, even higher. Thanks. Even higher, even better. So I think we need to just plug this one in, eh?
Okay, well that's delightful. 2.76. Someone's gonna.
That's best bet one at the moment, placeholder.
Okay. I don't know why I'm struggling to find that game, but I mean, we've got it there. I don't need to do it. So
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, no worries. And I'll show this. So their best bet one, Villa plus draw plus BSG win at 2.76 best bet one. Right. And onto the second one. So Newcastle are home to West Ham are home to Sheffield. Newcastle are at home to, I was having a look, it's not a good side. So I liked West Ham to score 2 home goals and Newcastle to score 2 home goals. So it's West Ham at home to Sheffield and
Newcastle or Burnley, I think.
Burnley, that's it. So I think both of them will score 2 goals. Sheffield just had 8 hammered past them by Newcastle. Was it Newcastle? We hammered them 8-0.
Wasn't it 8-0?
8-0,
Sheffield United were lucky to get naught on that day.
So West Ham at home, normally okay, especially against Sheffield, eh? What do you think of that? It comes to 2.19. Newcastle 2 goals, West Ham 2 goals. Burnley, Sheffield, home teams.
Yeah. Is that
That's fine. I'm throwing. It doesn't matter. Hey?
Scandinavian met soort furniture out of it.
Come on the call, yeah.
And what about but that's I'm throwing that one out. It doesn't mean it goes in. But what about rugby? Is it or anything else, Diddy? Have you seen anything else that you? I think we saw that rugby promo looked pretty good as well. We should give a shout out to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've jotted down some things which are juicy. Obviously, given the odds, I mean, I'm more conservative than this. But if there are those punters out there who want to have a little go at something with nice odds, there's South Africa versus Tonga. Any player to score 3 or more tries at 5, which is quite juicy, maybe a Pimps or someone can get their 3. And then the other one was a price boost. I think it was backs to score more tries than the forwards in all 3 games. Well, 4, New Zealand, Argentina, and Fiji. Yeah, I think the New Zealand style today, it's going to be a bit looser. DMAC will come on. They'll get some tries for the backs. Argentina perhaps would be the one that I'd worried about there with the forward tries on the mauls. Fiji should run it in at the back. So that was 2.9. So yeah.
We were like you're saying, like it above 3, probably.
Yeah, for me that should be maybe 3.5 or something.
Yeah, but, even though that sounds like not a very generous boost, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, we discussed it about that. I think we need a lot to go right there for that to happen.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to put it. You need a lot to go right. You're going to be sitting squeaky bums for 270 minutes there. So, yeah, it's a tricky one for 2.9. I did like tonight in the Premiership Cup, just to little bit of comments. Doncaster at home against Bristol, and they're giving them Bristol 13.5. I would maybe be quite
Bristol plus 13.
No, Doncaster plus 13.
Plus, yeah.
Because I mean, Bristol got smashed in the first round or 2, and Doncaster. Look, I mean, we don't know much about them other than results, basically. But yeah, as per me, they're at home. They're sitting all right. Even when they did lose, they only lost by 2. That was last week to a team that's top of the log. So,
really? Yeah. Well, that's
Ealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. This competition is that these, if you want to call them the lower league guys, have been doing pretty well at home. What I've seen, I haven't been following it like heavily.
Yeah,
but
well,
what
I mean,
have
remember a lot of these teams are depleted with their internationals away, and
yeah, and
you know,
then that kind of becomes like the squad players almost balance themselves out, right? Like
yeah. And these folks
13,
obviously are motivated to play against these bigger teams, maybe get bigger contracts, what have you. So,
yeah.
and half the big guys are on holiday or drinking rosé in south of France or something. You know? So yeah, I mean, it's for me that's decent. I mean, 13 and a half at home.
That's a lot of.
It
That's a
leads to
lot.
almost 2 scores. You know, it
Yeah.
seems decent.
Look, in like say going on the past results, I quite like that's a lot of points. Like it's what I'm like say what I followed and what we're saying. It feels like this should be about 7 or 8 max.
Yeah.
This cap.
Yeah,
So that's
I mean,
a lot
I
of
would probably
value
even have it at 5. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
So
think
there's
that,
value there. So I'm happy to nominate that as a second best bet, bro. What do you reckon? I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did a Premiership Cup bet the other day and it came in, which was good. No, but I know what you're saying. I've been following it, but not betting it because I just don't know enough. But I know what you're saying there. That this does what I've
But
seen.
you
This
see,
feels too
that's
high.
what would be my stance with this New Zealand game tonight. I think if they put in a good performance, then the next game you can probably back them. But if they stuff around tonight, then I would be very skeptical. But
Okay,
if
so
Italy win tonight, and then Italy, what were they saying last night on the show? If Italy win tonight and then beat France, then we play Italy in the quarters.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Barrett has what he hasn't. Geordie hasn't played since Twickenham, right? Brazil before. It's interesting, you know. I mean, I had my Aussie glasses on this World Cup, knowing full well that there was trouble in the, you know, there was some macro or micro factors going on there that was like you got to oppose Australia this World Cup, and it feels like New Zealand could be the same. But what we got,
I mean,
after
Australia beat Georgia comprehensively that first game. Look, we didn't know the level of Georgia at that stage. You know,
yeah,
so
exactly.
you thought, okay, maybe they have actually come to the party, and then Georgia just I don't know. I don't know if someone maybe needs to tell them the World Cup started.
Actually, I wanted to go to that because Fiji are like 18 points favorite, probably justifiably so, but that number feels too high for because Georgia surely have a game in their bag.
I don't know what's happened there. I mean, I honestly don't know what's happened because you would think they would even be competing, you know, with the bigger teams, but they've just even last week when you know what happened, we were actually at a pub. I think they went. Was it 10-0? Was it 10 or 13 or
they were like 14 or 13-0 up.
And they had a kick. They got a penalty and they went for the corner. I reckon if they got that, if they took that kick for poles, it would have made them 16 and almost, you know, go away with things. But and that's why I think that's what Japan did well last night is they kept going for points. And I think in the World Cup, you need to take your points, especially if it's I don't want to say guaranteed, but if it's likely to get the points, you need to actually go for them until the game's. Even when the game's done, just keep ticking the scoreboard over. You know, I think the Mauls, and I think that's where we've been a bit disappointing as well with our Mauls not being so dominant. Although I think we only did maul 3 times in the Ireland game, or was it 5?
Yeah. I mean, people analyzing the game, like talking about those decisions. I just in a rush that South Africa, we don't know what you're gonna get. That's the thing. Like, it's not normal. South African.
Do you think it's so intentional? I mean, like everyone.
If it's intentional and it's so big balls, I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, what do I know? But it's like, it's almost like every single thing that happens, everyone's jumped on this bandwagon that it's Russie's plan. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, surely he doesn't plan every single thing that happens in the whole walk of of the Springbok campaign. But I mean, what do I know?
Yeah.
It's almost like everything that happens that's positive, Russie's a genius, and everything that happens badly, it's either the ref's fault or also part of the long-term plan. But what happens when we don't win the World Cup? Then who's going to book the tickets, the quarterfinal tickets? Do they have an admin person to do that, or
I know.
book tickets back home? Do they go straight to Joburg or Cape Town? I don't know.
I know we booked that. I know we've discussed this, and yeah, we still think quarterfinals are the end of the road. I'm still thinking that, but obviously it's interesting because those 4 teams look like they can make the run, you know. And Ireland have got through that. I don't think they've had many injuries. Hey, they got through our game injury free. I don't think they've got a big injury.
They've actually done well with the injuries.
Yeah. Even the whole game, it was no one actually got terminally baited.
Sheesh. And that's why some guys were saying. I mean, even Sexton. I mean, he got smashed a few times, and he's actually. I never really, admittedly, never seen that side to him. You know, he was actually quite a. Well, he stood up and carried on.
We spoke with some people, and I think it's Haspel even talks about it. Like, even though he's a big, some Oaks just have this internal strength.
They're just like, I'm not gonna feel the pain. Just carry on. Yeah.
Anyway, but we got 2 best bets. Do you want to find another one? We don't. We got one from Darren. He's gone. It's just these 2 at the moment. Like, we don't have to push one out.
What about that score one?
The Newcastle and West Ham one?
Or high scoring half?
For it.
Yeah, but again, I mean, I wouldn't be confident on that because
for the game tonight.
Yeah, because like I would say for the SA game that would be I would probably
so I have it. Here we go. Look here. Yeah, here we go. The fact that you can you see it there on the right?
Yeah. Best bet 3.
I'm happy because I think we're not going to be very fluid first half. Honestly, like I see a similar pattern to the last time we played them in the pool in 2007. I see a similar vibe. They're going to come all out. They're going to come and try hurt us. They're going to come out. We made some changes, and we're going to have to hustle in the second half to get a little bit away. That's my call on what I think the game is going to be like. I don't see us coming out and blowing them away, and I don't see them also good. No teams come out and blitz us. So
yeah,
you know.
To me, it's weird how some of these players, some of them step up, and some of them. I don't know how to word it, but almost like go into their shell. If you look at like a Charles Piutau or even these guys, they're not really doing much for Tonga, are they? I mean, Piutau at one stage, I think he was definitely the highest paid player in the world at some stage, and he was rated as one of the when he was playing for the All Blacks. He was one of the best players in the world, definitely. And it seems like, look, I mean, obviously he's a bit limited with what he has around him, but with guys like Fikitoa there, other Oaks, you'd think they would. I mean, to me, Tonga have been very disappointing.
They have. I mean, they're built up because everyone says, they got their players back, and you know, and same as even Samoa to some extent, and they've also been just as disappointing. But these,
Jakob Paper needs to get a jail sentence for his cheating last night. I think there was I counted 5 line-out throws that I think another mate of mine said that the fullback almost got the one throw straight from the hooker. So yeah, there was some serious dodgy calls there with inconsistency. Again, the red card controversy. But some of those players stand up, that the guy from Saracens, what's his? I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
For Samoa?
Yeah, he plays flank and lock. Yes, he played well. The front row as well. Their number 13 played really well. But again, Japan just kept the scoreboard ticking, and that wild 9 from Samoa as a loose cannon. He got a card. He should have got another card. He gave away about 15 penalties. Then he threw away like a backwards. Have you seen? I know you weren't watching at that time when they had the attacking scrum, and he tried to do like a backwards, behind the backwards pass to the wing. Like, why on earth did he do that? Like, and then the wing knocked it on. And you're like, what on earth are you doing?
We said, even from the beginning, Samoa, you get everything. You get attacking, good tries. You get ill discipline. You get brain farts. You look red cards. You literally everything you can want to see. You would see in a rugby game. They'll provide it, barring the top teams, you know. And they without fail. It's like, and they, like I was saying, like they're professional oaks. Like, sure, at some point they go to a game and like, that's not gonna happen tonight, guys. You know.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, not to stay on rugby the whole time, but I think that there's some nice Wrexham stuff coming through. But there's
I like Wrexham at home are always solid.
Maybe Fiji are different, and let's get off the rugby now, I guess. But with the new coach, I think Fiji are great.
No, we can kind of end it now anyway, Bru. I Wrexham, especially going through the league last year, they were demolishing. Wrexham 3 goals were close to 1.78, 1.79 all season, and they were hitting it most of the time. And even now they're hitting it. They've had a few stumbling blocks. Sort of check who they're playing today. Playing this weekend, actually. At the moment, we got those 3 best that we've spoken about, but we can bring if you like Wrexham at home, or I would check if they're home. I'm sure that I'm just trying to remember the fixtures. I think they're home this weekend. Not league, they're up into League 2 now, hey? The Ryan Reynolds effect, hey? Wrexham at home to CROWE, yeah? Oh, CROWE are by Wrexham. But what's their goal? 20, they scored 20 goals, so they're 3rd highest goal scorers in the league. CROWE, 14 goals conceded. Looks like it's quite high. Yeah, I reckon Rex will score at least 2 goals. Will score 3? What's this? 2 minus 1.75. So we want them to win by 2. Yeah, I don't know how much you've been watching Wrexham. Know about Wrexham, but they're solid at home.
Yeah, I think I remember them losing. They got smashed. When was it?
Yeah,
last week?
They lost to Stock. Yes, they lost 5-0 to Stockport away. Yeah, and previously Wrexham at home 3-0, 2-1, 1-0. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw that. I'm not very confident, even though they probably will, because they can. It's just if it was last season, it would be a no-brainer for sure. 2.4 though. That is a good price though. Yeah. That is a good price actually. that is worth a squirt. Whether it's a best bet. We can have as an honorary mention. I'll put it on the slide. Giuseppe, I know I've seen you around, my man. I've seen you on Twitter. So yeah, Giuseppe, we're gonna put that. I'm gonna put that as a honorary mention, or we can throw it in for something else. Still, do we want to swap? We could swap out. Because we normally do 2 fan bets. We'll take one of the fan bets, best bets out, and then put this in as a fan bet and continue the fan bet record.
Well, was the fan bet not the one from Darren as well with the PSG?
Yeah, but you put in the Villa one, so I'm going to call it the best bet.
Give Giuseppe's.
And what do we take out? Doncaster plus 13 or Tonga second half, South Africa?
Oh.
I actually do think Wrexham will. I think Wrexham bounce back.
The Doncaster game, I'm pretty confident about that. Take the Tonga one out.
Take the Tonga, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Okay,
and
let's take the Tonga.
A little test to see how this Premiership Cup works, because I would be pretty confident about this Doncaster plus 13.5.
No, I agree with you. Okay, so we've got our bets, guys. Bet bets 1, Villa plus draw, and PSG money line. At 2.1 no, it was 2.76. Yeah, Doncaster plus 13. Got 1.83 there, I think it was. And we'll do this. Yeah, I think Wrexham went 3-1. I reckon they went 3-1. That's what we got there. Yeah. Wrexham, let's put Wrexham as a fan bet. We haven't done a fan bet for 2 weeks, actually, so we'll put the Wrexham bet in. All right, Dilly, are we happy with that? Get the record into the positive. We're a little bit under 50% record, so a clean sweep this weekend will put us back into over 50, and that's what we need to be aiming for. So I like it. So yeah, thanks, Brew. Thanks for joining. I like it, and everyone who did join and everyone who watches the weekend, yeah, good luck on your bets. Like I said, use this as information. Follow blindly. Take it easy, but yeah, just hope it helps towards you guys. Putting on some good bet slips this weekend, and hope you enjoy it. And give us the feedback, and we grow in this. We want to grow this, and this is not the end format. We want to possibly have it. We want to make it what you guys want as well. So thank you everyone who did join, whoever watches, and if you're tailing, good luck, and yeah, have a good better weekend. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.